What is going on, everybody? It is your boy Nothing But Skills bringing you guys another Division 2 video. Today we got some really big news on the Dark Zone and PvP for the Division 2. This is the first time that we've gotten any information from Ubisoft on the Dark Zone or PvP, and this is everything you really need to know about it. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna watch parts of it, and as they hit their bullet points, I'll pause it, we'll talk about it, and then we'll continue on. So that's how I'm gonna break down this video for you guys. So remember, if you're new to my channel, first time watching one of my videos, hit that subscribe button. If you guys enjoyed this content, make sure you smash a thumbs up. And if you guys wanna join in on the discussion, use the comment section down below. So let's get into it, guys. Ooh, nice headshot.
The Dark Zone. It's lawless. It's lucrative. It's plural? That's right. In the Division 2, there are 3 distinct Dark Zones, each claiming its own unique neighborhood of Washington, D.C., and each with its own stories to tell.
She needs help. That yellow shit is blowing all over the place. You want to be next?
They are dangerous places where you can hunt and be hunted by both enemy factions and other players. And the dynamics are evolving to give you new reasons to go rogue and more ways to score sweet gear.
Initiating rogue protocol.
But the Dark Zones aren't the only multiplayer option we checked out. We also went a few rounds with the new organized PvP modes. Here's what we learned.
So let's pause it right there. So far what we know is now there's 3 different Dark Zones, and then there's also a PvP mode. Now they're going to get into it in just a second, but they'll talk about skirmish and domination, kind of what we've seen with Last Stand in Division 1. This is what we're getting in Division 2 with domination and skirmish. But we'll continue on, listen to what he has to say, and then I'll pause it in just a few.
Crime pays. There's a new way to go rogue for fun and profit in the Dark Zone. Become a thief. Break into a locked chest or steal the entire contents of a DZ drop, and you'll earn more loot than you normally would. You'll also be marked rogue and become vulnerable to attack from your fellow agents.
Watch out, there's one coming for you.
But your thievery will reveal a hidden signal. Follow it by completing more rogue actions, and you can eventually unlock a secret entrance to the Thieves' Den.
That's super cool.
In the Thieves' Den, you'll have access to a special vendor with valuable wares, and you'll have your rogue status cleaned and cleared.
Now that is pretty cool. So now if you guys play Division 1, you guys know those chests in the Dark Zone, you need Dark Zone keys, but now you can pick the lock that'll cause you to go rogue, and if you follow that quest or that mission, whatever you guys want to call it, you have access to this Thieves' Den, and in there you have access to a special vendor, and I'm pretty sure that vendor is probably going to have some really good gear and some really good weapons for you to purchase. So I'm excited to see that whole new aspect of the Dark Zone that we don't have in Division 1 that we have in Division 2. Now let's continue on, guys.
Clean loot. Dark Zone extractions are a tempting target for players looking to go rogue and rob their fellow agents. So securing your contaminated loot is always a bit risky. However, in the Division 2, some of the loot you find in a Dark Zone will be clean. That means you can equip it whenever you like, and you can't lose it if you die, so your DZ runs will be that much more lucrative.
I know a lot of agents are going to like that. So let's pause that real quick. So if you guys caught that, they said now when you go farming in the Dark Zone, you'll have what is called clean loot, and the loot you have to extract. All the clean loot you can put right on you, and that will help out a lot of players, because in the Dark Zone right now in Division 1, when you're going farming, and if you get some really good items and you need to extract it, well, you have to extract it to actually keep it. Now you have a chance of actually just equipping it right away, stay in the Dark Zone a little bit longer, farm some more. I really like that whole new aspect, and I think that will actually please a lot of the Division agents who like the PvE aspect versus the PvP. So let's continue on.
Normalization. If a player with powerful gear rolls up on a player with weak gear, the results could be messy.
Oh, get stuck.
That's Division 1.
That's where normalization comes in. In the Division 2, most Dark Zones will be normalized, which means all gear and weapon stats are brought within a narrow range, so no one totally outclasses anyone else. While you can still take your prey down quickly with a clever ambush, You now have a better chance to react, survive, and decide whether you want to retreat or push the engagement.
They're flanking right. Flanking right.
Down, I'm down. Oh, no.
So let's go back. I want to see if
Darkzone.
you guys saw that real quick. We're going to go back real quick. I just want to show you something. Did you see this Hive healing right here? Look, check this out. When she drops it, check out this character, and then we'll talk about this normalization.
You now have a better
You see the Hive? It's like a
survive.
that's like your
and
immune
decide
box
whether you want to retreat
in Division
or
1.
push the
Very,
engagement.
very cool. So I like this whole aspect of having the Dark Zone and most of them being normalized. That way, PvP is more competitive, right? So not one player is going to outclass another player. Just depending on how you make your builds will be the big difference. But there will be a Dark Zone that isn't normalized, and they'll get into that in just a second.
Occupied dark zones. Did you catch how I said most dark zones will be normalized? Well, once you reach the end game, dark zones will start becoming occupied for set periods of time. We can't show you one just yet, but we can tell you that an occupied dark zone is not normalized.
Got another one down.
Oh,
So
that's
every
cool.
ounce of juice you can squeeze out of your gear will give you an edge. Furthermore, there are no icons telling you who is rogue and who is not. And
that's
friendly
neat.
fire is always on.
Oh,
Kinda
friendly
makes you
fire?
wonder, what sort of loot is in store for players willing to brave those conditions?
So let's pause it right there. So that's pretty cool right there. They are going to have a dark zone that isn't normalized, and there's going to be friendly fire. You won't see when people are rogue. So that's probably going to be where the loot is going to be a little bit better and the PvP is going to be a little bit more intense. So having dark zones that are different levels, having all of them that are normalized, and then having one that isn't, it's a move in the right direction in my opinion. And so far I'm liking what I'm seeing. So let's continue on and see what else they have to say.
Players willing to brave those conditions. Shades of Rogue. Take this short quiz to discover how rogue you are. Have you just entered a dark zone or only been fighting enemy factions? You are not rogue. Other players can't damage you unless they are rogue. Have you broken into a chest, stolen an entire DZ drop, or held down the button to toggle you and your teammates rogue?
Rogue protocol initiated.
Then you are rogue. You can attack other players to earn XP, gain currency, and steal their loot, but any other player can try to take you out. Have you turned rogue and taken out another player? You are now disavowed
Your
rogue.
agent status is disavowed.
Just like Division 1.
The red icon means you are more visible on the map to other players, so watch your back. Finally,
Yeah, I'm really liking
have
the
you
movement.
really leaned in to the disavowed rogue thing and killed a bunch of other agents? Then you have reached your final form, Manhunt Rogue.
Manhunt now in effect.
All players are alerted to your presence. The bounty on your head is sizable. Knowing the 4 Dark Zone states is essential to living your best Dark Zone life, as is knowing how to clear them. Letting your timer expire without performing rogue actions. Visiting the Thieves' Den. Dying and respawning. Or hacking a Manhunt terminal are reliable ways to get clean. But if you want to double down, you can sabotage the Manhunt terminal. This will make your manhunt more difficult, but also more rewarding. Just remember, you still have to find and access another terminal to lose the manhunt and get your loot.
Oh, that is very cool. So now in Division 1, when you go to the terminal, you clear it, right? But there's different ways for you to clear that manhunt now. Now you can sabotage your own manhunt terminal and then go to another one and get better loot. So it makes it more rewarding, right? You go to one terminal, you sabotage it, you fight all the people there. Hopefully you guys kill them. Then you can go to another terminal. This is pretty cool. I like this aspect. It gives you more things to do in the Dark Zone than in Division 1.
Ease into it. Now, if you're having visions of getting jumped by other players immediately upon entering a Dark Zone, fear not. Your first visit to a Dark Zone will be a PvE mission, so you'll only have enemy factions to worry about. These missions give you a chance to learn how that Dark Zone turned dark, and get to know the lay of the land. For example, One of the DZs began as a depot for shipments of military gear, so be on the lookout for places that you can use the shipping containers and rail cars to your advantage. And keep an eye on the vegetation as well. Washington, D.C. is pretty overgrown these days, and the tall grass can obscure your position while you make sure nobody messes with your loot extraction.
Cargo loaded, ready to go.
So the first time you go into the Dark Zone, it's going to be a PvE mission to kind of get you guys accustomed to what you guys need to do. And I think that's a good aspect because a lot of people who don't play Division or never play Division and they just get Division 2 as their first game, that's a smart move. I like it. I like just making you do like that one PvE mission in the Dark Zone, get you used to it, and that way throw you into the den and let you have fun fighting other players.
Organized PvP. When you just want to mix it up with your fellow agents, Conflict is the place to do it. This is where you'll find organized PvP, with 3 custom-made maps and 2 modes at launch, Skirmish and Domination.
Yep, here they come.
Point Alpha was captured by your team.
These fights will be normalized, just like the Dark Zones, and they'll be set up with skill-based matchmaking.
Sniping looks so fun.
Right here.
Conflict will have
That
its
crossbow.
own progression track and rewards, although I think we can all agree that scaring the crap out of other players with explosive crossbow bolts is a reward unto itself. You're going to learn a lot more about the Division 2 in the lead up to launch on March 15th. You can pre-order now to guarantee your access to the upcoming private beta, or register on the official Division 2 site for a chance to get in. Be sure to stay up to date on the latest Division news by subscribing to this YouTube channel and by visiting us at news.ubisoft.com.
So let's go back real quick, guys. Let's go back. So right here they talk about Conflict, where so there's gonna be Conflict, which is gonna have Domination and Skirmish. But one thing I've noticed, it's only 4v4. In Last Stand we had 8v8, but Skirmish was 4v4. So I don't know if they took away Last Stand and we won't have that game mode, which was like Domination. But I really would like to see more than just 4 players going against 4 players. I would like to see like an 8v8. Maybe if they can do a little bit more than that, that would be kind of cool too. But at least have an 8v8. Last Stand was actually a really fun mode that a lot of Division players really liked because there was a lot of players to fight. And the 4v4 modes, they're fun, but I think I would like to see some 8v8. Let me know what you guys think about that. Would you guys like to see some 8v8 too? And that was the end of the video. That's where he wraps it up. Yeah, they finish off right there. Remember, the game does come out March 15th. And you get early access March 12th. If you pre-order now, you have access to the beta, which is February 7th to the 10th. And I don't know what to say. I'm really excited. I think this was a really good step in the right direction, them showing us some Dark Zone and PvP. I know a lot of the Division community was looking for this. If you guys have never played the Division, hopefully this gave you an insight on what you guys can expect. The movement, in my opinion, from the E3 demo was a lot better right now when I was watching this Dark Zone. I was actually chosen to fly out to Red Storm, but if you guys don't know, my dog had got really sick, so I wasn't able to make it out there. And now this is the first time I'm getting the chance to actually see the Dark Zone and see PvP. So I'm really excited. Hopefully you guys enjoy this content. Hopefully you guys are excited about Division 2 as I am. And until the next video, guys, nothing but skills is out.